Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
This podcast is brought to you by Carvana. Carvana makes car selling fast and easy from start to finish. Enter your license plate or VIN and get a real offer in seconds, down to the penny. If you accept, Carvana will come pick up your car from your driveway. Or you can drop it off at one of our car vending machines. Either way, you get paid instantly. It's fast, transparent, and 100% online. Car selling that saves your time. That's Carvana.
Carvana.
Pickup fees may apply.
The James Golden Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
That brought back some memories hearing the word Ditto Head. My name's Ken Matthews, and it's so exciting to be guest hosting for Bo Snerdley, a.k.a. James Golden. And for people who don't know, I met James back in 2017 when they called me about guest hosting for Mr. Limbaugh. And then James and I worked together for 4 years. And then a few times when I was visiting him out of state where he lives, I tried to get a free meal out of him, but he wasn't home. But seriously, this is awesome. This is great to be here. Merry Christmas, by the way, and God bless you all. I was so blessed. I had such a wonderful Christmas holiday, and the whole family was together for the first time in a long time. The number's 800-848-9222. I'm good with the music if you want to take it down. I'm still hearing it, but that's okay. Yeah, there we go. I thought I was hearing things. But anyway, it's always going to be cool music with Bo because he's such a music head, especially on Saturday mornings. But it's great to be here back on the Red Apple Audio Networks. Again, filling in for Mr. Snerdley for the rush hour, the day after Christmas. And we had our two sons both home at the same time. You know, parents, when the kids leave, it's, you know, I always joked when they were in their teens or they were in middle school, you know, parents get together, they go out and they say, well, yeah, he's going to be moving out at 13 if he keeps this up. And then all of a sudden, one of them moves out and you're thinking, oh man, it's kind of lonely. You know, you go by the room, it's empty, and you don't hear from them for days because they're working or they have their own lives in their 20s. And then to have them both at home and everybody's sitting around, and we're big on playing darts. I like things where you can get injured. Darts. What's the other thing? There's a board, not a board game, but it's a game called Jenga. Now, have you ever seen the giant Jenga? No. It's not an illegal foreign national. We're going to get to that in a second. It's the Jenga thing where you put all the pieces of wood together, you stack them up, and then people have to pull the little pieces out. Okay? Without knocking down the stack. So normally you're pulling something from the center or the bottom, and you're putting it on top, etc. Well, there's a giant Jenga, and the pieces are roughly the size, I'll say a little bit smaller than 2x4s. But the Jenga tower gets so big. Now, my oldest son is 6'3", my youngest son is 6'3", and my oldest son is 6'1". And then they have some friends over, and parents, you know what I'm talking about. Isn't that the greatest thing to see your kids grown and they have some friends? You probably had friends. I didn't have a lot. And then I got into talk radio and had less. But anyway, so they're all out in the foyer and they're playing Jenga, and it was the loudest, most fun thing to listen to and watch because the Jenga tower was up to their chin. And these are all big guys. So anyway, and I'm a little off today because I have a hangover from cookies. I don't drink, but I had so much sugar yesterday that I don't know. I may have to call an ambulance for this with the sugar rush. But anyway, I wanted to share with you, as I was preparing for the Rush Hour show, to fill in today for Bo on 77 WABC New York and the Red Apple Audio Networks, I found a wonderful ad online, and I'm going to share it with you. I'm not going to do the whole ad, but I'm going to share it with you. Most of the ad, word for word. This is an actual ad from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, and I want to share it with you now. So let's sit back and enjoy it, because when I saw it and I saw how it was being marketed, I said, I have to share this with Bo's audience because I think they'll find it interesting. Here we go. Yes, here we go. The best gift that you can give an illegal foreign national, and that they can give themselves and their families this holiday season, is a fast, free, and easy process to get the heck out of our country. Now, I changed the one line there. I changed it, get the heck out, just to, to make it, because I'm from Jersey. But basically, here's what's happening. This is it says it right on the government Department of Homeland Security website. Illegal foreign nationals who sign up to the self-deportation option through CBP Home app by the end of the year will get a $3,000 stipend. $3,000 in addition to a free flight home. I mean, that's what Christmas is all about, Americans pooling together our hard-earned money. And we still haven't seen any Doge money or tariff money yet from the Trumpster. But anyway, but that's what holiday, because I was thinking, what in the world do you get an illegal foreign national for a gift? They're so hard to shop for. The only person harder to shop for than an illegal foreign national is Jesus. I mean, what do you get? The Son of God. What do you get? The guy who created everything. I don't know. But we can all chip in, because since January 2025, 1.9 million illegal citizens have voluntarily self-deported, and tens of thousands have used the CBP Home program during the Christmas season. The U.S. taxpayer is generously tripling the incentive to leave voluntarily for those in this country that are PHIs, people here illegally. We're offering $3,000 to leave as a bonus and travel. But it only goes on till the end of the year, says Homeland Security. What is she, a secretary? I mean, I don't mean that in a bad... No, I don't mean it in a bad way. She's a Secretary of Homeland Security. That's impressive. I've seen her bulletproof vest and her helmet. A little gnome. Christy Gnome, by the way. It's interesting, her name is Gnome, and she's kind of like Santa's helper with this program, isn't she? She's like a little elf, actually. Yeah, the $3,000. So she said illegal foreign nationals should take advantage of this gift and self-deport, because if you don't, we'll hunt you down and find you. That's my words again. We'll arrest them, and then they'll never be able to return. So once again, this is right off the website. And I'm quoting this line: the best gift that an illegal alien can give themselves and their families this holiday season is a fast, free, easy process. Oh, thank you so much. That was just, oof. Okay. I just had to share it. I wanted to play the music because I didn't want you to think I was being mean. And if you ever are feeling like being mean, just play some holiday music with whatever you're doing, and people will say, oh my God, that was so caring. He really, that was nice. But the trick is you play the holiday music when you're being mean. So take a little boombox to the dinner table for New Year's if you're going to be mean, and play the holiday music. $3,000. $3,000. Do you remember a few months ago when President Donald Trump, he's the one I voted for, and he said, we're going to have a Doge dividend. Doge. Remember Doge? I got excited about that. I'll admit I got excited. I'm the type of guy that gets excited if I win $15 on a scratch off. I tear up. I call my wife. You're not going to believe this. I just won. She's thinking, like we can quit our jobs next week. I've got enough to get like a sandwich at Starbucks. Oh, God is good. Anyway, the number is 800-848-9222. 22. I saw, for you folks in New York, I see you finally got a new, FDNY commissioner. And as a former firefighter in Pennsylvania, we all look to FDNY as like the creme de la creme. So, and I was one of those geeks that every time I visited New York, we got to go by a fire station. I just got to go by and check it out. Because it's a big deal. Because FDNY it's pretty badass situation. I mean, you look at them like, whoa. Okay. So, let's play this because this is very exciting. And you've got the new, who's the Muslim, communist again? Mamama? Whatever.
Lillian Bonsignor is a career first responder. In just 9 days, she'll be running the world's busiest fire department, one of the most important appointments of the incoming administration.
And they deserve a leader who cares about their work because she did it herself, who understands every detail, and who will fight tirelessly to empower FDNY and make it the best firefighting force in the world.
It's Mamdani, that's it. Mamdani. Zoran Mamdani. You know his name. But I want you to listen more about her story, this woman's story here. And if you're a firefighter, you can let me know what you think about this. I don't know. I've never fought fires in New York, so this may be okay. But you tell me how this is going to work out.
Lillian Bonsignor began her career as an EMT in 1991 and was ultimately promoted to chief of the city's EMS division, where she served for 3 years before retiring in 2022. Although she never served as a firefighter.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I just want to hear that part again, because this is the part that confuses me, and I'm just wondering how this sits with, she was an EMT, and that's nothing to be taken lightly. Okay, paramedics, EMTs, that whole thing. I mean, they're wizards as well. However,
before retiring in 2022. Although she never served as a firefighter, she's confident that won't matter.
I know the job. I know what the firefighters need, and I can translate that to this administration who's willing to listen. I know what EMS needs. I have been EMS for 30 plus years.
Bonsignor is a trailblazer for the LGBTQ community, who will serve as the FDNY's first openly gay commissioner. She's a highly respected, detail-oriented manager whose style has been compared to NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch, who will remain in her post in the new administration.
I don't know. What do you guys think about that? And when I say guys, I'm from Jersey. I mean men and women. Okay, I'm not picking, and you might be transitioning, so I don't want to get the wrong gender. How about yous? We'll go, what do you think about it? What do you think about that? Is that an issue? I'm not talking about the gay thing. I mean, that's going to be standard. That's going to be new. That's going to be the law now from now on. That's every other person in the new administration will be gay, or at least think about being gay, or have thought about being gay, or maybe they experimented in college. So that's standard. But the part that she wasn't a firefighter, I don't know, that kind of threw me a little bit. 800-848-9222. But I mean, she's seen a lot, I would imagine. And again, I'm just trying to get your thoughts on this, because those are the elements that I look at. I really don't follow, the nuances and all the minutia of, this new mayor guy. Okay. But the FDNY, just like the NYPD, and there's a couple other huge institutions in New York, they're looked on worldwide, globally, for best practices and stature. So let me know what you think. I'm Ken Matthews. I'm in for Mr. Bo Snerdley, James Golden, and this is the Rush Hour. We'll be right back.
The James Golden Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. The James Golden Show, entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour. The number's 800-848-9222. My name is Ken Matthews, guest hosting for James today, and it's a pleasure to be here. Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you had a blessed Christmas and you still are lucky enough to enjoy it. But if you're back at work, thank you as always for listening. Let's grab a call. We were talking about the new leadership in the fire department in New York, and I bring it up as a former volunteer firefighter in Pennsylvania that the world looks at places like New York City to see how they handle different issues. And, you know, everybody always looks at the fire department in New York and NYPD and other institutions here in New York City, and around the country. Dave, is from Westchester, and he is a former firefighter, retired. Welcome to the Rush Hour, Dave.
You know what? You know, I was an EMT. You know what? I should be a surgeon in NYU and do heart surgery. How is she? Listen, I don't care who she loves or whatever. God bless her. But how is she qualified?
See, I needed someone like you to say that, Dave, because how is she qualified? I don't know. It's like me. You know what? I'm going to tell you. I'm going to star with Arnold and in a movie next week. I did a couple school plays, but I can do it. Come on. Oh. Let's be real. So the vibe I'm getting from you, Dave, is it should be a firefighter that leads a fire department, is what you're saying.
How about all the other guys that are in line, all the chiefs?
Yeah, I know.
That are in line for that job.
Yeah.
Where did he
all the
find
people.
her?
Yeah, all the people that cleared a floor and were coughing up stuff, and just really. That's why I wanted you to say it, because I was a volunteer for 2 years. I just got a little taste of it. But I thought that's kind of weird, because even if it was a volunteer fire department out in the middle of
still trained, you still
exactly.
You're going in there.
You want to?
Have she ever put a Scott pack on her back? No.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering about.
I feel bad for her.
Yeah, she's gonna be under a lot of pressure, and I agree with you. And the other thing,
I give her 6 months.
Wow.
I give her 6 months, because there's no way. I don't know how they're picking these guys or gals. But there has to be some kind of committee. Mm-hmm. You need to be qualified. I mean,
well, we were talking. They mentioned she's LGBT and whatever.
That's wonderful.
I don't have a problem with that. But one thing I know,
I like the fact that she could be what she could be. But
exactly.
She can't be a firefighter. And don't tell me that you were EMT for 32 years. And that you know what the job. Yeah, you had a lot of friends. You were probably in the firehouse.
Yep,
the equipment they need. But you know what? Until you're in a fire with your brother officer, sister firefighter.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the call, Dave. And what I was going to say is, I know for a fact there are plenty of firefighters that happen to be gay and that actually have done interior and exterior fighting and have more experience. So if it was that thing, if it was that issue, why didn't they go with someone with more experience?
The James Golden Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. The James Golden Show, entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
800-848-9222. My name is Ken Matthews. We're on the Red Apple Audio Networks and 77 WABC New York. Merry Christmas. It's great to be filling in for a friend and colleague, Bo Snerdley. Very exciting. I had a chance to meet Bo when he was producing one of those 30-plus years he worked with the great Rush Limbaugh. And when I was hired in 2017 to guest host for Mr. Limbaugh, I got to work with James every day. And he's probably one of the most brilliant radio minds on the air. And now you guys get him, 5-6 days a week at least. Did you ever hear, by the way, Liam Neeson audition to be Santa Claus? I think it's critical that I share that with you the day after Christmas, because it still cracks me up, and I hope it cracks you up. And it really embodies the spirit of Christmas, especially for the kids. Go ahead. Take one. Mr. Neeson. Liam Neeson auditioning for Santa. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, Mr. Neeson, whenever you're ready.
I see you when you're sleeping. I know when you're awake.
Okay, that's good. Let's try it again, maybe a little more jolly. Think Santa.
I see you when you're sleeping. I know when you're awake. I watch you when you're sleeping. Oh yeah. I know when you're awake. I know. I'm making a list and checking it twice. I'm going to find out who's naughty or nice.
Okay, I think maybe that's a little too intimidating.
Yeah, but if you don't mind me saying, I think it's right. You know, do you understand what Santa's saying here? He's making a list. Naughty, nice. He's detailed. He's single-minded. He's an eye in the sky bringing swift judgment.
Okay, but he's also bringing toys to children.
Not the naughty ones. Well, let me tell you something about that reindeer that ran over Grandma. I will look for him. I will find him. And I will kill him.
Now that's an audition for Santa right there. In Eye in the Sky, who's yeah, that was just good stuff. It brings back the holidays, doesn't it? For those folks that are, especially the older boomers, right? Multiple recalls taking place. Let me give you a couple right off the top. There's been frozen shrimp has been recalled in 17 states. Now, I don't have the list, but I'm not joking about the frozen shrimp being recalled in 17 states. So, if you're having some big parties or something for the holidays, you definitely want to Google frozen shrimp recall, put today's date in. So if it's something, you know what I mean? Because you got to take that seriously. Also, there's been 29 ambassadors recalled in the last week by Donald Trump. Now, there's no connection to the shrimp recall. These are ambassadors. I think it's safe to say there's probably a few shrimp that can think better than ambassadors. And I would like to try sea life or crustaceans in the place of some of the people that were appointed by Biden and Obama. But anyway, it's actually 30 career diplomats from senior embassy post as President Trump and little Marco or Marco Rubio reshape the diplomatic posture abroad in the State Department, which I think is definitely needed because sometimes, I don't know about you, but I overlook the fact, and I did early on in my political life, if you even want to call it a political life, early on, I would overlook so many different aspects of our government and talk about wasting my political science degree. But I did two things that I should have paid more attention to. I was big on the whole presidential election. My first presidential election was 1980. And, of course, Ronald Reagan. I supported Ronald Reagan. And I would always be engaged in Senate races and congressmen. And that's about it. And occasionally a high-profile mayor situation, right? But I never paid attention to the grassroots people that you can actually touch. Well, let me rephrase that. I don't want anybody touching anybody, especially not on my recommendation. But I'm talking about the people that you could drive over and talk to, the city council person, the director of whatever, the county commissioner, the inspector. I didn't really pay attention to that stuff. Things like the coroner or even the district attorneys. I'm talking about 20, 30 years ago. We now know, because of the pushback that the Trump administration is getting from across the country in a variety of different places and states, we now know how important and influential those local elections are. And the other part of the equation is the thousands of people outside of the president's cabinet, outside of the VP and Congress that have so much impact on our lives and the direction of our country. like ambassadors and diplomats and consultants that fly overseas, and they meet in the same room with leaders from another country. It's like the people that are in the room with President Trump and Zelensky this Sunday when we're going to play games with that little clown boy again. I'm not a big fan of Zelensky, nothing personal, but I just, don't get me wrong, when he puts on tight leather pants, that man can dance and move his booty. But I just think that the whole Ukraine thing has gone on years too long. And when you look back on how it started, it's just ridiculous. But anyway, one of the reasons I think it went on so long is because there's so many people in the mix that we're not aware of. You know, like the deputy director of an FBI. I say, I'm not talking about the current one, but you look at people that were involved in the CIA, the DIA, all these different organizations that we're not paying attention to that control so many levers of power. And I think that's the biggest wake-up call just in the last, well, not only 5 years, but just in the last year. People have really learned, especially with, excuse me, what's going on in Ukraine, what's going on in Gaza, what's now going on in Venezuela. And it just goes so far beyond the Secretary of State. You know, it goes to chief of missions and chief of stations in the CIA and chief of missions in different countries and ambassadors. And then you have people that do the funding for this, and you have independent contractors. There's so many people with their fingers in the mix of your business and my business, meaning the United States. And I happen to be a avid America firster. So I've done a lot of research over the years. I'm a history buff and obviously a political geek. But if you deep dive on, say, Benghazi, the deeper you go, there's so many people involved in it. It wasn't just a president or a general. So that's what we need to focus on a little more in upcoming elections. We have to decide, would you rather have 3 people in the State Department that are America first, and then a president that's kind of iffy, or would you rather have an American first president and then an entire State Department that doesn't like America? I'm not saying that's the case now, but I will say this, and I bet you Secretary Marco Rubio, all kidding aside, he is the Secretary of State, I would imagine he would be one of the first people to tell you that we have a State Department filled with people that they have a chip on their shoulder regarding America. And that shouldn't be the case. And I'm sure we have a few in the military. Not a lot, but a few. And I would go as far as to say that some of the people in President Donald Trump's cabinet are not America first. And some of the people that claim to be, in my opinion, someone like Leslie Graham Cracker or Rabbi Ted Cruz, I don't think they're America first enough for what the country needs as we go into the midterms. Now, and I know there are people in this audience because you've called me and we've had good discussions about it. I don't know what miracle needs to happen for the GOP to have a really strong midterms, but I'm not seeing it. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not a negative Nelly or a poly pessimist, or why do I keep calling myself girls' names? I don't know. I'm usually I'm a pretty positive guy, but I don't know how you undo some of the things that are occurring right now on the political landscape. Over the weekend, or not over the weekend, but over the holiday, the last 2 days, the Christmas holiday, during Jesus' birthday, another 1 million pages of documents and photos and text and phone messages dropped in the Epstein trial. Now, there's one group of people that say, let it go. It's just, there's nothing to it. There's a lot. But I'm going to argue, I'm going to say the majority of people want to see this thing resolved and they want to see people get justice. And just the whole concept of it being dropped over Christmas, we know why that happens. There are news cycles, there's weekend cycles, and there's holiday cycles. And that's when people are most disengaged, especially you people that work 6 and 7 days a week and bust your tail to pay taxes so we can give even bigger bonuses to illegal foreign nationals to fly back for free to their country. But anyway, I think if we don't take care of those issues, for example, what did we just learn about Georgia? We just learned, and it's been confirmed now, and it's official, over 300,000 votes should not have been counted in Georgia in 2020 in the presidential election. And how many votes did Joe Biden supposedly win Georgia by? Less than 6,000. So Houston, we have a problem there. And you won't find the same ratio of numbers in Arizona and Michigan, but you'll find a ratio that doesn't make sense. So what we have now are things that the Republican Party ran on that I believe some of the people in the Republican Party, especially the senators that sell out and the Congress people that sell out and the cabinet members that sell out, I think they never thought that the Epstein thing would start to bubble up like it has, or they thought that they can just keep pounding on people that are calling for a stolen election investigation and we would just all go away. And this is where they misread the room, and this is why I think that it's going to be a very challenging midterms for my party, our party, the Republican Party. I don't know what party you're in, but I mean, I have a tough time supporting the actual party, but I support a lot of conservative people, and I have over the years, and I elected Donald Trump 3 times. But I think if they don't take this seriously, the fact that we haven't seen enough people in handcuffs yet. And that's not an Epstein smart aleck joke, because I'm sure he's seen his share. I'm talking about, I was counting on a Christmas gift from the Trump administration where I was going to see people that stole the election in several states indicted, arrested, tried, in jail. I thought that would be happening by now. I thought we would see some of the people on the Epstein list. There is a list. It was mass trafficking. There have now been, and I've already started reading, there's no way on earth I'm going to get through 1 million pages. There's no way I'm going to get through 100,000 pages. But I've already read enough of the last dump because it's already online. You can read it. You know, if you're bored or if you want to quit your job and do a podcast, there are people in those notes and details that should be indicted, tried, and put in prison. And I don't think the Trump administration understands that now the majority of his supporters want justice. Justice in the Epstein case, justice in the stolen election case. And then when you're done with that, you need to get us out of Venezuela. I don't know why we're there. Out of the Middle East and out of the Ukraine. Now, if you can do all that before the midterms, you'll turn this thing around. But that's what it's going to take. I'm Ken Matthews. It's the Rush Hour with Bo Snerdley. We'll be right back.
The James Golden Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. The James Golden Show. Entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
800-848-9222. My name is Ken Matthews, filling in for Mr. James Golden, a.k.a. Bo Snerdley, in the Rush Hour, not only on the Red Apple Audio Networks, but on 77 WABC New York. My pleasure to be here. If you would like to follow me or troll me, it's sometimes you want to troll somebody. I'm on Twitter and X and YouTube. Almost all of them are at Ken Matthews, Matthews with 2 T's. I'm on Facebook, too. I'm on LinkedIn, but they won't let me in now. They're added. They keep adding levels of security. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not a fan of all that. We need you need to have a password and a code and a key, and we're going to use your eyeball, and we're going to use your blood type, and you need to put your finger on the thing, Then you have to put the needle on the record, put the needle on the record, put the needle on the record till it goes like this. And then you get to log in. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of it. I don't like doing it. So the more people say, now you have to verify this and now you have to verify that. And here's the catch on that. It is leading somewhere, folks. Stay with me. It's leading to all this AI and computer blather, some of which I understand and some of which I don't. AI is one of the things that I really don't. I mean, I can define it for you, but if you said build it, explain it, teach it, I have no idea. I have no idea. I know that AI is a terrifying tool, on one hand, and then on the other hand, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. AI is great if you are a lazy, researcher, or if you're a creator that doesn't want to have to do all the creating. I get all that. I get that. But the AI aspect of surveillance and duplication is terrifying. So we're not going to talk about the terrifying surveillance part like with Palantir and both in the United States and around the world and all that. And if you're wondering, are you calling AI surveillance terrifying? Yes. There's no, yeah, I don't mince words. It's one of the worst things to come down the pike. And it's great if someone that's running your surveillance shop, that would be someone in the CIA, right? DHS, Mossad, MI5, or any number of people. It would be great if you can trust those people. But the problem is we've put the most powerful entity, technologically wise, in the hands of people, sadly, we can't trust because we're all human. Okay? And that's why there will be a rash, not the kind of rash that, Hunter Biden would have. That one rash he had in the photograph. He had that. That's his own fault, by the way. There'll be a rash of cheating. There already is, from the art world to law enforcement. There is just everything from fake voices, fake faces. You've got acting is being replaced by AI. Now, the one nice thing about actors being replaced by AI is you don't have to hear them on a late night show bitch about how bad America is. So that's kind of a plus. But everything from special effects or a car accident to any number of things that we normally see on a screen, any screen, whether it's a portable screen or one you're addicted to, like your phone, or TV screens, if people use TV anymore. AI can duplicate all of that. It can also create fake documents. It can create fake accounts. It can create fake histories. This is the terrifying part of it. The good part of it is, AI make me a cool website. Okay, that's great. You're also going to see it in academia. You're going to see AI helping kids get diplomas. Yeah. They're going to be on the phone with them. You're going to say, is this AI or is this, oh my God, is that you, Becky? Oh my God, you're alive. AI. Okay. Merry Christmas. Have a wonderful New Year. I'm Ken Matthews in the rush hour for Bo Snerdley. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to The James Golden Show. You can hear The James Golden Show Saturday mornings at 7. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder, what the heck is going on here?
Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.